Hey everybody, this is Christina, the AmputeeOT. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this thing. This is the Rush Foot made by Ability Dynamics. I don't know if you fellow amputees out there frequent any of the message boards or pages or Facebook pages related to amputees, like for example the Amputee Coalition of America website, but pretty much any place I've seen recently that talks about amputation or the topic of amputees has people on there talking about this thing called the Rush Foot and how amazing and super awesome it is. Now don't get me wrong, I love new and crazy awesome products, but it seemed to me like the testimonials about this foot were so over the top that it sort of made me a little skeptical. I don't know if you guys are that way, but I was kind of raised to be a consumer skeptic, and so anytime somebody talks about a new miracle product or elixir or awesome cure-all for all of your ills, I become super skeptical right away. So when a bunch of people on the Amputee Coalition of America page were like, "Whoa, the Rush Foot, it's so amazing and changed my life forever and I can't believe how awesome it is and everybody has to try it for yourself and you don't understand how cool it is and oh my god, my brain just exploded with how amazing it is," I was a little skeptical. Thankfully, Ability Dynamics sent me their Rush Foot and let me try it out for myself, and I have to say, I'm kind of a convert, to be honest. Okay, so the deal with this foot is that it's not made out of carbon fiber like a bunch of the awesome and high quality energy returning feet, and it's not made out of wood and foam like the low quality feet. It's made out of a composite material. Okay everybody, let's get up close and personal with this foot, which as you may or may not know means that we get to take it apart. Okay, so here's what it looks like without a shoe on. Here's what happens when you wear black socks. Okay, so here it is. You can see it's a really simple design and it's made of this composite material. It's kind of a natural yellow color. Got an interesting sort of heel thing going on over here. Seems to have these two pieces glued together. There's almost hardly anything to show. Here's what the foot shell looks like. It's pretty simple. Nothing too complicated about it. Okay everyone, check this out. Here's what it looks like when you're walking on it without the foot shell. Pretty cool, huh? Here's what it looks like with the foot shell on, but without a shoe on. Here's what really sells me on this foot. If you notice, when I step away from my foot and then step down, my foot supinates and pronates just like a regular foot would. That would be this movement right here. Because the foot is so flexible and has such good supination and pronation, the foot's able to conform to whatever ground you happen to be walking on, which makes you feel a lot more stable and makes the foot feel a lot more real. To be honest, when I first put this foot on, I thought to myself, I don't really know what the big deal is about this thing. But then after a couple of days, I started to really realize how much more realistic the foot felt while it was on my leg. Like, it really feels like it's a part of my body, which I think is super cool. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to like this foot or not, and I was actually pretty skeptical about it and kind of attached to the other feet that I had. But believe it or not, this actually is now my favorite foot. There's one thing that I don't like about this foot, and that is the foot shell. I think the foot shell looks completely ridiculous. It looks like a corpse's foot. I don't know who designed this foot and who carved out the original sculpture for the toes, but it looks absolutely ridiculous to me, and I kind of feel embarrassed to wear sandals with it But if I'm wearing shoes, I don't care and it's my favorite foot. I really wish that the foot shell were designed to look a little bit more realistic so I could feel comfortable wearing sandals in it, because otherwise my 2 feet are such wildly different colors that I feel kind of silly wearing it. Last week I happened to go to a dance party, and for the first time since my amputation felt like I could dance pretty much as well as I could dance before my amputation, which isn't necessarily great, but made me feel pretty good. And I got like a ton of compliments from people for how good I was dancing, and absolutely nobody could believe that I'm only 7 months post-amputation. Since the rush foot is a new foot and has only been on the market for about a year or so, it's kind of likely that your prosthetist has never even heard of the rush foot. My prosthetist didn't know what it was until they sent me one, and so if you want to try the rush foot, you might have to let your prosthetist know what it is, because they're just not quite all that aware of this thing because it's so new. Okay guys, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section below. You can subscribe if you like. I put out new videos every Wednesday. And happy dancing! See you later!